Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at Super Saiyan 2 Goku, the Legends Limited transforming Super Saiyan 2 Goku, and see just how good he is in DB Legends, and yeah, get a good feel for him. So you'll see my equipment and everything go up on screen shortly. We'll talk a little bit about obviously Goku and everything, but I think ultimately for me, something that you have to understand is Legends Limiteds from Festival are always generally pretty good. I know people have like a negative reaction to Goku Black. I think that's easing up a little bit, but Goku, I believe, was one of the better received Legends Limiteds. The big question around was making him green. I was very confused by that, considering we'd already received green Vegeta Blue, but I guess they've just released red Gotenks. They already have a purple Ultimate Gohan. They have a red, or they have blue Goku and Vegeta. So I think maybe they were looking at trying to worry about the team composition in that for 6-man lineups and that. But anyway, so Super Saiyan 2 Goku, he has obviously his main ability, which is his transformation, transforming into Super Saiyan 3 Goku, restoration of his own health by 50%, restoration of his own ki by 50. He also obviously applies the buff effect nullification of enemy special action that takes place when cover changing. Basically, nullification of enemy restoration of health when it reaches zero's effects, and then obviously cancellation of an attribute downgrades in abnormal conditions. The following effects will occur if own unique gauge is full. He randomly draws at most 4 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards. He restores his own vanishing gauge by 100%, increases his own Dragon Balls by 1, and applies the buff effect of nullification of enemy destroy card effects to self for 20 timer counts, and shortens the substitution count by 2 when unique gauge is full. He has his 2 passives, ready for a serious fight, plus 160% to damage inflicted, damage reduction of 70%, plus 30% to ki recovery, increased arts card draw speed by 1 level, and minus 5 to arts cost. When character enters the battlefield, he randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer, restores health by 10% and ki by 20, charges his own unique gauge by 10, plus 60% to damage inflicted, and reduction of impact, explode, and slice damage by 10% for 15 timer counts. Every time he uses a strike or blast card, he'll randomly draw 1 new card 2 times. He will plus 15% to his damage inflicted, and he will inflict all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 15% to health restoration for 10 timer counts. The following effects occur when the enemy switches characters while this character is on the battlefield. He will shorten his own substitution timer count by 2, or ally substitution timer count by 2, restore his own ki by 30, inflict enemies with 2 attribute downgrades, plus 7% to damage received and minus 1 to their arch draw card speed. He has cover change against strike attacks in his SS2 form, and the following effects will occur when he changes cover. He will randomly destroy an enemy card, randomly destroy an enemy's card 3 times, so the first 3 times will be twice, and inflicts them with an attribute downgrade by increasing the cost of all of their moves. If the enemy activates a special move, Ultimate Arts, Awakened Arts, or Rising Rush when he's on the battlefield, he restores his own health by 15%, shortens the ally substitution timer count, as well as cancels the enemy's attribute upgrades. He will shorten his own substitution count by 3 when an enemy activates an Ultimate Arts, Awakened Arts, or Rising Rush while he's on standby, restoring ally health by 20% when this character is defeated, and plus 50% to own unique gauge charge rate when any other ally other than him is defeated as well. So that's also obviously very helpful. His unique gauge, when full, will restore his health, ally health by 15%, increase his own damage inflicted, seal enemies, special moves, and sealed moves cannot be used for 5 timer counts. When transformed into Super Saiyan 3 Goku, he gets a further 40% damage inflicted, a further 50% ki recovery, further reduction to his special arts move card damage, nullification of unfavorable element type factors for damage sustained, which cannot be cancelled. He will draw new cards, restore more ki, and activate more boosts when he is on the battlefield and when your enemy or opponent switches in a unit. And he will get some changes to his abilities. Now his abilities when in base form, or base, I say when base, but when Super Saiyan 2, he restores his own ki by 10 when using a strike or a blast card. With his green card, he will randomly draw one new card, restore his own health and ki by 40, charge his own unique gauge by 20%, and increases damage inflicted for 10 timer counts by 20%. His blue card, Super Dragon Dual Barrage, will shorten ally substitution counts, reduce enemy ki by 60, and give him plus 30% special move damage. And when it's turned into Super Saiyan 3 Goku, his green card changes the most, like a lot. His green card does all of the base, but once the green card hits, instead it will nullify enemy special action cover change and inflict them with an increase to their damage received. It can also consume your vanishing gauge as well. If you have 25% unique gauge or more, it will increase your own vanishing gauge by 70% and inflict all enemies with plus 3 to substitution timer counts as well, which is obviously super duper helpful. His blue card will also change to Super Kamehameha Dragon Assault, which obviously does everything the same except for the unique gauge, which can kick in at 25% and will nullify unfavorable elements. So Super Saiyan 3 Goku, lots and lots and lots of stuff, but he is first and foremost a unique gauge user, an unfavorable element factor user, and he is ultimately at the end of the day a combo unit with the decrease to his card costs, the increased key gain from his green card, strike card, and blast cards, and his ability to have increased art card draw speed. He is a combo unit, so he's really, really useful to players who know how to combo and key combo and charge step and combo step. He can be very, very good in the hands of those players, very much like the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. He functions on a similar wavelength. He is really, really good like that. I think that ultimately one of the things is with a unit like Goku is that he functions at an incredibly strong level in general. So he functions as a unit that I think ultimately has a very high ceiling overall. I think his requirements are being skillful. Like, I think you have to be quite skillful to use the unit. I don't think you can use him if you're not that skillful at the game. And I think for players like me, he's not great, because I'm not great. Yeah, I like the Gohans. I like the one button setups. I like the simple units that I can use and still, get through the battle by being really bad at the game. Goku is one of those units that you need to be a little bit better at the game to use. With that being said, it doesn't mean that he's not a unit that's for everyone. He is still really great. He provides some really nice, interesting utility in his base form, which I think is really helpful to the team. He's got that shortening of substitution time accounts. He's got that nullification. He's got like 2 forms of ally heals. So I think there's definitely still a usability for him in a team, like as a unit alongside other units. But I think the big thing is when you look at him, when you're trying to impact with him, I think that if you're a better player, he can be absolutely also really, really insane. So I think he's good. Look, I think the red Goku Daima is actually better, because I think he's a lot simpler and easier to use. And I think also, they had to kind of make the Daima Goku better, because realistically, who would summon on Daima Goku because of how short that time period is? But I think this Goku is pretty cool. And I think he breaks the habit of Super Saiyan 3 Gokus, at least lately, not having come out being super duper amazing. Like, I think a lot of the Super Saiyan 3 Gokus have come out like, pretty solid, but nothing amazing. Whereas I think this Goku kind of breaks that mold a lot. I think he comes out looking really, really good. So I'm actually really, really impressed with him. Equip wise, there's a lot of Majin Buu Saga, Son family, Goku style equips. so I think finding equips room is not too hard. My team that I'm running, I went with this kind of team build largely because I don't have the red Go tanks. But if I had the red Go tanks, I think I would be running more of a straight line Martian Brew Saga style team more than anything. But yeah, I think ultimately, at the end of the day, I think Goku is really, really good. And yeah,